recoil. It kind of sucks. So I decided to make a recoil pad that absorbs a lot of recoil.
Materials for this build are going to be sorbothane and D3O. Now you may have seen these in like test videos and stuff like that. They're really, really good at absorbing shock. But personally, I've always been a little bit of a skeptic. So let's get this little hammer right here and just give this a good old whack. I can actually feel the difference, like when I hit here versus when I hit here. And I'm not like, and you can kind of see the dents that are actually forming on the plastic there. I'm not hitting this softly. Of course, going to leave your hand a little jittery, but the theory behind this is we're going to have multiple layers of these stacked together to hopefully absorb the recoil, because you can actually calculate felt recoil coming from a gun or coming from just, you know, any type of firearm. So we're going to cut this up. I'm going to cut this in half. I'm going to cut this in thirds, and it's going to go D3O, sorbothane, D3O, sorbothane, D3O to hopefully spread that impact. But as you can see here, right, it's a little bit uneven. So hopefully this extra space will actually provide more impact absorption, because it's going to go here. It's going to go woo all the way up. I'm going to just do another test real quick because, oh, it is very malleable. Okay, that's nice. Maybe don't do maybe don't do that, because I felt that I hit like the knuckle joint right there perfectly. But if I had the option of having that and not having that, I'm fucking having that. All right, we got D3O, sorbothane, D3O, sorbothane, D3O again. Then I'm gonna sew all this up, put it in the pad, get some buckles and straps, and hopefully we should have a recoil pad. But before that, I'm gonna hit it with the hammer yet again, just to show that stacking up these layers actually works in theory, because this is all theoretical work, so I don't even know if this will work. All right, moment of truth. Let's give this a good old whack. Oh my God, I didn't feel that at all. Oh my, what? Hold on. It's not as bad as I thought. That was like a full force strike, but it just feels a little tingly. It's not even, maybe I'm just like, I'm inadvertently getting nerve damage. I just don't even know it yet. Yeah, no, now I just gotta make a casing for this and then sew it all up. But then we got a recoil pad.
All right, so now it's all done. But you may be asking, how the hell do you put it on? Right? I think honestly the best way to do this would just be strap it and then just pull on one side so that this side is tight and this can actually go under your armpit. Because if this goes under your armpit, then this thing's just gonna like flop. I'll show you. So pull it through, then you can just, like a life jacket almost. And then if there's any other remaining space, you just keep pulling it so it's nice and tight. You got a strap. And then fits actually quite nicely to the shoulder. The only issue is that across, there's not really keeping anything from just, you know, doing that. But like it's nice, but you can clearly see it's not fully conforming to the shoulder. Because it actually tapers out over here, the way you're supposed to wear it is with the sorbothane. Because if you don't, the D3O is good enough in and of itself, but I don't think it'd be enough to stop like crazy impact. Speaking of crazy impact, let's hit it with a hammer. Absolutely nothing. I am fantastic right now. This actually feels fun. It's got a nice little massage. If you ever have like a sore chest, you need to get that tendon all worked out with like the shoulder right there, just pop on one of these bad boys, hit it with a hammer a few times, you'll be right as rain. All right, but that should be I think I'll definitely do like a horizontal strap though. But so far, not too shabby. Now, while the D3O and the sorbothane is enough, I was a little bit paranoid and I thought, what if this isn't enough to stop like the recoil force that we're trying to get to? So I thought, what if I back it with some polyethylene foam that I had from my last build? Go check that out, by the way. It perfectly fit into the rest of the pad, and then I sewed it back up. All right, now that's all finished up, let me put it on. So we're gonna do the first strap. It goes underneath the armpit. And the second strap. Bring it on through here. I like to clip it and then pull it through. So clip underneath the armpit, over the shoulder, under the shoulder. Now, catch yourself your recoil pad. Nice.